everyone, I'm Becky.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we are talking about The Lonely Dead by April Henry, which I got off of Edelweiss.
Same.
And so just what this book's about, Adele has a secret. She has been diagnosed as schizophrenic just like her mother and her grandmother. However, Adele's family secret may be more than anyone suspects. Adele sees the dead. She can talk to them. Adele has always tried to hide her powers, but when her former best friend is killed and Adele is the prime suspect, she will do whatever it takes to prove her innocence.
And just by the way, I'm a liar. I got this from NetGalley.
Well, it's all good.
Well, at least I said told the truth in the end.
Yes.
Okay, so I've only read a couple of the April Henry books, but I know that there's a whole crew of people out there who are diehard April Henry fans. And I'm okay with it. They're always threes for me. They're always
right.
Yeah, it's a book, and I get how you can read through it quickly. It's just never one of my favorites. And I think that is very true for this book for me as well. I think it was really kind of hard for me getting into this book because of the way that mental illness is portrayed. At a young age, the main character was diagnosed as schizophrenic, and so she's been on these pills, but by missing a couple of her meds, she's, now the world is brighter and more colorful and all of that, and she starts kind of seeing what are thought to be hallucinations, but turn out to be dead people.
Right.
But it's just dangerous because what you're saying is that this disease is not real and that you don't need to take these pills. And I think later in the book they do address the fact that they do talk kind of about pills, mental illness, and all of that. It was very grating for me in the beginning because this character and kind of her supernatural powers, I guess they're supernatural.
Yeah, they'd be supernatural.
Her paranormal powers are really super interesting, and I usually gravitate towards these kind of books. It was just very hard for her to just decide and everybody to kind of go along with the fact that, oh, what you're seeing is real.
Well, I had a different problem with it. So first, when I started reading it, it felt very similar to Lisa McMahon's Dreamwalking books, which I really, really liked those.
I don't think I've read those yet. About
the girl that can walk in and out of people's dreams, and that's how they solve mysteries. But I didn't like the characters as much. And then there's a part when she's a suspect, and the police keep coming and picking her up and questioning her, and she's 17.
I know. What is that? The police question everybody in the high school. Where are the parents?
Right.
Where are the lawyers? What in the world is going? That's another kind of
that
frustrating part that I completely I forgot about but didn't forget about.
That was the part that bugged me. And then I didn't like the fact that through the whole book she kept saying, well, he can't be attracted to me because I'm fat. That was oh, okay.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Because she's really not that fat.
Well, those antipsychotics do make you, they actually just, literally make you swell. Plus you don't...
But she's talking about being willowy at one point.
Well, and you don't just go off antipsychotics, because if you go off antipsychotics, sometimes you have seizures, but that's besides the point.
Well, that was the other kind of terrifying thing. So she's like, I'm just done. I've been on these since I was 7 or whatever, and I'm just done.
Well, and then the other thing, I felt like it wasn't a whole book. It's so short and so brief. I felt like they're really, and maybe this is a more realistic portrayal than, the long, drawn-out mysteries where everything clicks together. And when you get who it was at the end, it was kind of well, yeah, it was obvious that it was him, but, how it happened and how this person did this, and it was just, it just is, you can't question if it happened because you weren't really given enough of the puzzle pieces.
Well, and even the ending was very kind of abrupt.
Right.
There was no kind of, final scene to put it all together. But I still come back to the issue with the fact that they're making fun of this health teacher because, they're in health class and it is what it is, and they're talking about these random stories. Anyway, in the health class, teacher talks about the effects of alcohol and, what it can do to kind of being blackout drunk and all of that. And the girl, throughout the book, continues to refer to this, very Wikipedia-esque definition.
Right.
Oh, alcohol can make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. And it's well, duh! Where are you quoting your teacher?
Yes. But the thing is, to me, because, we were saying, it was just abrupt, it felt like a pilot of a TV show. Oh, it's kind of resolved, but the rest of it's going to be resolved next week.
And it probably is set up that way because
I don't think she does a lot of sequels. I think because I read the one about the girl who I think was she blind or deaf and was kidnapped. I can't remember what it was called. I read it a long time ago.
I can't remember what it's called either.
I think that one has a sequel.
That does have a sequel.
But I don't think she does a lot of other sequels other than that. I think she has an adult series. I was looking up.
But she does a lot of books like this, which is
she does. Yes, she does. And they're short, and I mean that's good that they're short. And I feel like yes, that's like good for a reluctant reader, but you can't necessarily go younger because of the content.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do we have anything else to say?
No.
Let's rate it. So our rating system starts at the top with 5 unicorns. We go down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it's a horse.
2 unicorns.
I'm at a 3 because I do like mysteries and it was compelling. Like I got kind of pulled in and it was super fast to read. But yeah, if you're not a big mystery reader, skip this one.
I like the paranormal aspect, but everything else was like undeveloped.
Yeah. So that's where we are in The Lonely Dead.
All right.
See you around.
Adios.
Bye.